While we're waiting, we're going to start in like a few minutes. We have Polaroids of you from the weekend. So if there was one of you and you want to just come on up. Let's try this. ASU was to take off, right? Yeah. Texas was in here. Oh, this is just right. You guys this. Oh, right. You were hanging around. Yeah. These are all right. All that makes sense. This is Texas. This is Texas. Here, I'll take this one. These are right. American, are you here? No, I should be ASU. Let's do a roll call real quick just to see who's here and who we're waiting on. One moment. Chicago. They're outside the game, but I'm here. You're here. We will wait. WashU. Here. ASU is gone. American. Browns. Here. Wisconsin. Here. UCLA. Outside. Northwestern. Here. Lovely. Texas. Outside. Haverford is here. Stanford. Here. Emory is here. Rhodes is outside, I think. Princeton, lovely. Case Western, and Georgia is here, and Indiana is here. Great, we'll wait for a few more minutes. Got really silent. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll let them fight. You saw one of the Texas.
Yeah, I can take it.
We're still happy to be here.
Oh, okay. What's up?
He was trying to figure out if I was in his route.
These are all your Polaroids, and this is the
It's nobody's fault. It's fine.
Let's do another roll call really quick just to make sure everyone's here, and then we'll get started. Chicago. Here. Wash U. American. Brown. Here. Frisco. Here. UCLA.
They're right up here.
UCLA.
UCLA is here. Northwestern. Here. Texas.
Here.
Haverford.
Here.
Stanford.
Here.
Emory.
Here.
Rhodes.
Here.
Princeton.
Here.
Case.
Here.
Georgia.
Here.
Indiana. Hi, with that, welcome to closing ceremony. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for an incredible weekend. I know I was able to watch rounds, and every single thing I saw this weekend was absolutely phenomenal. First and foremost, give yourself a round of applause. First thing we must do is thank UCLA Law for allowing us to use these rooms this weekend. This tournament would not be possible without them. And so give it up for UCLA Law. We have a few other thank yous to do. First, we were able to have timekeepers in all the rounds. I don't know if any of the students are here, but thank you to Rhea in the back for stepping in, and thank you to both Chima, Jackson, Alex, Nikhil, am I missing one? Sunny, and everyone else who helped timekeep this weekend. Thank you very much.
Okay, and then just a couple other thank yous. First of all, someone who couldn't be here today is Lydia Ferris. She did so much work to get everything ready up until this point. So let's give a big round of applause for her. And then finally, we can't have this tournament without all of us working together. So thank you to our co-host Sam and also to Adam. Also thank you to Brandon. This whole thing was his idea. That's why you're here. So.
Woo! Smiley, head coach at UCLA. Great. We are going to get into some placements and some trophies. Here's how this will work. We have one honorable mention, and then we're going to announce 8th, 7th, and 6th. We don't have a physical trophy for those, so please stand, please be recognized, and please everyone give it up for them. 5th place will get a trophy, so please come on up and grab a trophy. And then we will announce 4th and 3rd as well, who will get a trophy, which will also announce who our finalists are, and we will take it from there. So let's start with our honorable mention. There was a tie for 8th place in ballots 1, which turned to check marks. So this individual earned 13.42 points throughout the weekend, and that would be from UGA, Ryan Varma. In 8th place, also with 13.42 points, but with a little bit of a higher check mark, from Princeton, Charlotte Sullivan. In 7th place, with 14 points on the dot, from Rhodes, Kristen Sanders. In 6th place, with 16.92 points, from Wisconsin, Blake Martin. I'm about to announce 5th place. Please come on up to get your trophy, plaque, whatever we're calling this. In 5th place, from Brown, Alex Lee.
I know it.
Now, you all know who was in our top 4 because we just had the semifinals. In 4th place, from Northwestern, Rand Mayer. And in 3rd place, from UCLA, Alexi Matthews. We're going to invite our finalists to come down one by one. Our 2nd seed from Texas, Jackson Nichols. And our 1st seed from the University of Chicago, Elijah Bully. Over to Sam to do the tab part.
All right, well, both semifinals were close. They were both 3-2 decisions in favor of the folks in front of you. We start prepping now.
Maybe see it.
Before we begin, just a reminder, please turn off your phones or at least the Wi-Fi.
Turn off your phones. Turn off.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judge Roshanaki Abdubi, and I will be presiding today on the case of the estate of A.J. Maloney versus Teddy Weathersburg. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and let's start with plaintiff.
Your Honor, we're actually the plaintiff in today's case. May we make introductions?
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Anderson Lynch. Today I'm joined by my co-counsel and colleagues, Ms. Brooke Jones,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Ms. Isaac Kidwatt,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
and Mr. David Lee.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
And together we represent the plaintiff in today's case, the estate of A.J. Maloney.
Counsel the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. My name is Prisha Mehta. Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Zoe Haug.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Viva Chimangutta.
And together we represent the defendant, Teddy Mothersbaugh.
Are there any preliminary matters that the parties would like the court to know of?
Yes, Your Honor, just a couple. First, we'd like to ask that 603 and 615 are both invoked as the constructive sequestration of witnesses, barring party representatives. And we'd just like to note that on behalf of the plaintiff, our party representative is Emerson Regin, and he's the one who's bringing the suit on behalf of the estate of AJ Maloney.
And Your Honor, just to note, our party representative is Teddy Mothersbaugh.
Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd just like to bring your attention to a couple of stipulations in today's case. The first is stipulation 8. The parties waive all relevance objections and objections arising under Rule 403 to the testimony of Gene Maloney and Ali Uchida. Those are two witnesses that we expect to be hearing from today.
Understood. Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, there's two brief things. Another stipulation, stipulation 13. It says that a couple of exhibits are pre-admitted. That includes Exhibit 7, which is a pipe. And it further stipulates that that pipe may be used during opening statements. And then stipulation 16 says the parties agree that the physical injuries that AJ Maloney sustained on the evening of July 20th, 2024 are consistent with that pipe in Exhibit 7.
And is the court provided with these stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe you should have a binder in front of you.
Should be the front.
Yeah, there should be
I
a
can pull the copy
stipulation.
if you'd like.
No problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, go ahead. Anything further?
Your Honor, just one final thing. Before this trial, we met with the defense. We agreed on another stipulation, which isn't included there, which is that Teddy Mothersbaugh is the serpent. That's a vigilante.
Understood. Nothing further?
Nothing further.
Okay. And is the plaintiff ready to go forward with their opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor, ready for openings.
Okay. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
May it please the court, Ms. Mehta, members of the jury. The defendant brought a pipe to a fist fight. It's July 20, 2020. AJ Maloney is working his job as a bouncer at a local nightclub here in the Bronx. He's checking people in, chatting with some of the regulars, maybe turning away some teenagers with eyes. But out of the corner of his eye, he sees someone approaching. It's a local journalist who's been following him around, investigating him, harassing him at work for weeks. And on the night of the 20th, that journalist, he's agitated. He's yelling at Mr. Maloney, so Mr. Maloney, he does what he's taught. He escorts that journalist outside the club to an alley behind him. But back in that alley, well, things get physical. The two of them start fighting, and members of the jury, I won't lie to you, Mr. Maloney, he throws a few punches to him. But what Mr. Maloney doesn't know is that this isn't an even fight. That journalist brought back his boyfriend, the defendant in today's case, Teddy Mothersbaugh. Out of the shadows of that alley, the defendant runs up with a pipe, this pipe. He's wearing a mask, and he starts beating Mr. Maloney over and over and over again, harder and harder and harder, so hard that Mr. Maloney's brain starts bleeding so hard that Mr. Maloney's bones snap in half so hard that Mr. Maloney goes into a coma. And he never wakes up. Because this defendant decided to bring a pipe to a fist fight. That's why we sued the defendant for that. And by doing that, we've taken on a burden. But I want to be crystal clear about what we actually have to prove. Because Ms. Mehta and I actually already agreed that the person wearing that mask, beating Mr. Maloney, well, it was the defendant. So what we have to prove to you today is that the defendant intended to hurt Mr. Maloney. And we're going to do that by showing you two simple things. First, the defendant planned to attack Mr. Maloney. And second, this wasn't a fair fight. So I'm going to walk through those one by one, starting with that first. The defendant planned to attack Mr. Maloney. Today you're going to hear from Mr. Emerson Roger, Mr. Maloney's former boss, and the owner of the nightclub where the fight happened. He's going to tell you that the defendant made a habit of showing up at his club and causing a scene. So much so that AJ Maloney had to escort him out of the building several times. You learn the defendant got fed up with being kicked. So he decided to get it. He decided to bring a weapon. Which brings us to that second thing. This wasn't a fair fight. You're also going to hear from AJ Maloney's younger brother, Gene. Gene is going to walk you through what happened the night of the attack, what happened at the hospital. And he's going to tell you about the severity of his brother's injuries. How he still hasn't woken up from that. We're also going to learn that this wasn't just some spur of the moment attack. Because Gene's going to tell you that before the attack happened, well, the defendant had threatened to hurt AJ Maloney. Now, members of the jury, I expect in a moment Ms. Metta's going to get up here and she's going to tell you that, well, the defendant, he was just acting to protect his wound. The evidence and the testimony you're going to hear today just don't line up. Because if you're really just trying to defend somebody, you don't hide your face behind a mask. You don't beat someone until they're bloody and unconscious, and you certainly don't bring a pipe to a fist fight. That's why we'll ask you to find the defendant liable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, counsel, for the defendant, your opening.
Yes, Your Honor.
May it please the court. The defendant didn't start the fight. He tried to stop. A year ago, on the night of July 20th, 2024, an employee at a local nightclub was injured. It's true what the plaintiff just told you. You'll learn today that what happened to AJ Maloney a year ago today at the Hellfire Lounge was no attack. It was no planned rampage. It was an attempt by a partner to protect a loved one within inches of losing his life. You see, Ali Uchida, a journalist, arrived at the Hellfire Lounge a year ago today to investigate a crime as a young journalist. And you'll hear that when he gets to that club, he's investigating a drug trafficking ring, rumors that have been spreading around for the last year. You'll hear while he's inside, he gets caught. He gets caught by AJ Maloney. Now, the plaintiff just told you that the AJ Maloney escorts Ali Uchida outside the building, but you learned that's not what happens. When Ali Uchida gets caught, he's chased down the alley of that club, thrown against a wall, and beat over and over and over again until he's on the ground. You'll learn that when Ali's fiance sees what's happening, he steps in. He does what any fiance would do. He stops the fight. He grabs the closest weapon that he can find, and he saves it. Members of the jury, like you just heard from the plaintiff a few moments ago, we agree on a few things. We agree that Teddy Mothersbaugh caused AJ Maloney's injuries. We disagree as well. Because just like the law protects those who get injured in fights, it also protects people who act in defense of others. That's why we brought what's called an affirmative defense, all athletes, and that will prove to you three things, more likely than not. First, that there was an imminent danger to Ali Uchida that night.
Second, that Teddy Mothersbaugh was with Allie that night reasonably believed that Allie and Gina was under drug harm. And last, that Teddy Mothersbaugh acted in a way that was proportional to the danger that Allie was under. Members of the jury will meet our group. Because you'll hear from the eyewitnesses, the people who were involved in that, altercation. Allie and Gina will take the stand and tell you what happened that night. They'll tell you that he wasn't just escorted into that alleyway. No. He was chased, he was thrown up against the wall and kicked while he was down. They'll tell you that Ted didn't come to the picture until after he was already on the ground. You'll hear from Teddy Mothersbaugh himself. He'll tell you that he didn't bring a pipe to a fist fight. No, he saw that his fiancée was in danger. Like any person would do, he grabbed the closest thing he could find in that alleyway, and he rescued her. Members of the jury, Teddy Mothersbaugh isn't the violent vigilante that the plaintiff wants to believe he is. The defendant didn't start a fight. He saved a life. That's why at the end of this trial, we'll ask that you find Teddy Mothersbaugh not liable. Thank you.
Thank you to both parties. Is the plaintiff ready to present their first witness?
Yes, Your Honor, we are. The plaintiff calls Gene Maloney to the stand.
Good afternoon, Ms. Maloney. Don't worry, I don't hide.
May we proceed?
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Could you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
Sure. Hi, I'm Gene. My name is Gene Rose Maloney.
Gene, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Where are you from?
From around here. I grew up in a different part of town, but I moved here recently, so I guess I'm from here.
Why did you move?
I used to live with my brother, but he's in a coma right now. So there was no one to take care of me. It was just me and my brother. So I'm in foster care right now.
Who was your brother?
His name was AJ. He's my best friend. Mom and Dad passed away when I was really young. AJ was in college. And he dropped out to take me in. Growing up, it was AJ who took me to baseball practice and signed my permission slips and stuff like that.
You mentioned your brother's in a coma. How did that happen?
He was attacked last summer at work.
What did your brother do for work?
He worked at a club called the Hellfire Lounge. It's a nightclub downtown.
What was his role at that club?
He would, he'd stand at the door and check people's IDs and then tell people if they could come in or if they could go. He was the bouncer. He's the bouncer.
Have you ever been to the Hellfire Lounge?
No. No, I'm in high school, so I can't go.
Gene, am I the first person to ask you about the Hellfire Lounge?
Mm-mm. No, a few weeks before AJ got attacked, some people showed up at the house and they asked me about it.
Who?
They said their names were Allie and Teddy.
Do you remember their last names?
Allie Uchida, and Teddy Mothersbaugh.
What did they ask?
Well, I opened the door and they asked me if AJ's home. I tell them no. And then they say, what do you know about the Hellfire Lounge? And I just closed the door. I locked it.
Did you see those people again?
Yeah. I was taking the trash out maybe a week later, and I saw Allie. She was going through my dumpster. And then I was walking the dog, and I saw him again. He was following me.
Did he talk to you?
Yeah. Yeah, he got in my face. And he said, tell us what you know, or you're gonna burn down with that club.
Gene, what did you do?
I just ran home. I didn't know what to do.
Did you see either Allie Uchida or Teddy Mothersbaugh again after that?
Yeah. I saw Teddy at the hospital the day after he got attacked.
Let's talk about that night. How did it start?
I was at work. I had a summer job at Party City, so I was locking up, and my phone kept ringing. I didn't recognize the number, so I just let it ring, but they kept calling. When I answered, someone from AJ's work, and they said he got hurt.
What did you do?
I left work. I went to the hospital. Me and AJ, we share a car, and he took it to work, so I went and I got my bike, and I got there as fast as I could.
What happened at that hospital?
I got there, and I asked to see my brother, and they took me to him, but I couldn't talk to him because he was unconscious.
I know this might be hard, Gene, but can you describe how your brother looked?
It's bad. He was on the bed, and there were tubes all over him, and his face was all swollen. His lips were busted open. His eyes were swollen shut. He wasn't moving. At first, I thought maybe he took me to the wrong room. It didn't look like my brother.
Sir, did you do anything when you were in that room?
I went up to his bed, and I put my hands on the bed like this. And then he started shaking. Really hard. I didn't know what was going on, so I backed up, and the nurses came, and they made me go out in the hallway, and they called the doctor.
Gene, did you see anyone in that house?
I saw Teddy. He came in and sat down next to me in the waiting room.
What did the defendant say?
He apologized. He looked at me, and his face was all messed up. He had a bruise on his face and a black eye, and he said he was sorry about my brother. And he was sorry for what happened at the club.
Had you told the defendant what had happened to your brother at that time?
No. No, I never said anything. I don't know how we knew that.
Gene, since that day, has your brother ever woken up?
Mm-mm. No, but he will. He's gonna get better. That's why I go every day. I visit him every day. Because he's gonna wake up one day, and I'm gonna be there. When he wakes up, I want to be the first person that he sees. I'm gonna give my brother a hug.
Thank you for your time, Chief. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. I would offer you a tissue. Cross-examination,
Yes, Your Honor.
you may proceed.
Alright, Gina, I've just got a few questions for you, and then we'll let you get back to your seat, okay?
Okay. All right.
On direct examination, you told us that you work at Party City. Is that your testimony today?
I work at a costume shop.
Right, it's not Party City, is it?
No, it's a knockoff.
It's a magic shop?
Right.
So Knick-Knack Emporium?
Yes.
Alright. I want to start with the person behind this whole trial. Emerson Rajan, okay?
Okay.
You know that they're AJ's boss?
Yeah.
You know that the establishment that they own, where your brother works, it's not a good place, is it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't gone there. I really just know what AJ would tell me.
Right, because your sibling works there.
He did.
I mean, it was so bad, the stories that AJ told you, that you actually asked your brother why he wouldn't just quit.
Yeah. He told me that people would fight there and say bad stuff to each other.
Actually, AJ told you that it wasn't the type of job you left on your own 2 feet, right?
That's what he said.
It was so bad that you thought that AJ was actually scared of their boss, Mr. Rajan.
I thought so. Yeah.
And you don't want to cross Rajan, do you?
What do you mean?
I'm asking you if you want to cross Rajan, if you want to get on their bad side. You don't.
Well, no, I guess I don't want to get on anyone's bad side.
I'm not asking you about anyone. I'm asking you about Mr. Rajan. You don't want to get on his bad side, do you?
I guess he's included.
You specifically include him, don't you?
Sure.
They're the person behind this whole trial, right? They're the administrator of your brother's estate?
Yeah, the lawyers, they said that, because AJ got hurt at work, that his boss, he's able to, like, sue the guy that did it.
And you want to help Rajan out, don't you?
But yeah, I don't really know how to get a lawyer and all that stuff, so he did it for us.
Right, so you want to do whatever you need to do to help Rajan.
Yeah, sure.
The day after AJ got hurt, you actually got a call from Mr. Rajan, right?
That's true.
You immediately told them that the serpent had attacked your brother.
Yeah, that's what they said when they called me. They said the serpent got me.
Really excited, you thought.
I remember that.
And you thought that was weird.
Well, yeah, I didn't know why.
But then they said, you should go to the police and tell them that Mr. Mothersbaugh hurt your sibling.
Yeah, that's Teddy, the guy that's the...
I mean, at that point, you did not know for certain whether or not it was Mr. Mothersbaugh who had attacked your brother.
I didn't know for sure. I just knew it was weird. He was everywhere, and it was right before the attack. I didn't know what was going on.
Gene, it's just a yes or a no. You didn't know for certain.
No, I didn't know.
And despite the fact that you didn't know, here's your brother's boss telling you that you need to go tell the police that it was him who did it.
Well, yeah, I told him everything that happened, and it was so weird, and somebody beat my brother up, and so yeah, he said go to the police and just tell him everything, and so I did.
Gene, you're saying that someone beat your brother up. I want to
Yeah.
be clear. You didn't see the fight, did you?
I didn't see the fight. No.
You weren't at the club.
No, I wasn't at the club.
You didn't see who started it.
No.
You know that AJ had told you that it was his job to be the muscle at the club.
Yeah, he was the bouncer.
He said the muscle, right?
Yes.
You don't know if AJ could have started that fight.
AJ wouldn't start a fight.
I'm not asking you what you think could have happened. I'm asking you if you can tell us that he didn't. And you can't tell us that.
No, AJ wouldn't do that.
You're telling us AJ wouldn't do that. Would it surprise you to know that AJ had drugs in his system that night?
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation.
Go ahead.
We have no foundation for this statement.
Do you have any response?
Yes, Your Honor. This witness has seen the medical report for his brother.
Anything further?
Then we need that foundation.
I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Move to strike that question.
Strike, strike.
Gene, do you have a binder in front of you?
And the jury will not hear.
No, I don't.
I have one counsel.
If you could hand that to Mr. Maloney.
What part?
We're gonna be looking at Exhibit 1.
Thanks.
That's your brother's medical report, right?
Yeah.
It's a fair and accurate copy.
What do you mean?
It looks the same as the last time you saw it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks the same.
We move to enter Exhibit 1 into evidence pursuant to stipulation. We waived all objections.
That's our understanding as well, without objection.
Gene, your brother had cocaine, MDMA, and methamphetamines in his system that night, right?
That's what it says.
You don't know if that might have impaired his judgment.
I don't think so.
I'm asking you if you can tell us that it didn't, and you can't.
Objection, Your Honor, under 702 calls for an expert conclusion.
Anything you want to add to that or just?
Yes, Your Honor, to testify to whether or not drugs have a certain impact on someone, to impact their judgment, that would require expert testimony, which we don't have in this case, we can't, the 17.
Can I respond, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
That's not the question that I'm asking. I'm not asking him to tell us that it did. I'm asking if he knows whether or not it did, and he doesn't. It's actually, I'm not asking for an expert opinion, it's the opposite.
I'm gonna sustain the objection. Again, you need to be sensitive to who it is up on the stand right now. Okay, that's all?
Yes, Your Honor.
Move to strike that as well off the record.
From this point on, it will be stricken from the record. The jurors will act as if they didn't hear the answer to the question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ever since the fight that night, Mr. Rajan has been helping you out, right?
Yeah, he is.
And he's been paying for the trial.
Mm-hmm. He kind of took over, and so he helped us get lawyers. He's been looking out for me. He drives me to classes and stuff like that.
We'll get to that in a minute. He's been paying for AJ's medical bills though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
You're pretty grateful for Rajan's help, aren't you?
Yeah.
You feel indebted to him?
I think so. He really helped me out a lot.
Right, you hope that you make enough money from this trial to pay back Mr. Rajan.
I would. Yeah. I don't want to take a handout. I want to pay him back for what he gave me.
In your words, you're willing to say whatever you have to.
Sure. I'll say whatever. I'll do whatever. I've been picking up extra shifts, and I'm trying to save up so I can give him money back.
Gene, I'm actually asking about your testimony today. You'll say whatever, right?
I mean, I'll help him. Yeah.
You'll say whatever to help him? It's a yes?
That's why I'm here, to tell you what happened. Yes.
You're an aspiring actor, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've been taking acting classes?
I want to be like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, you've even started a few indie films?
Not to brag.
Rajan's been paying for those classes too now, right?
Yeah, he has.
You hope that your testimony today, it ruins Mr. Mothersbaugh's life.
He almost killed my brother, so. Yeah, I do.
It's a yes, you want to ruin his life.
I do.
Thank you. No further questions.
Is there any redirect?
There is, Your Honor. One moment, Your Honor. Can you actually keep that with you?
Or you want me
Yes, Your Honor.
to just say?
Actually,
Go ahead.
Gene, you were just asked about some of the condition your brother was in that night.
Mhm.
You still have that medical report in front of you?
Yeah.
Could you go to the first page, that part with noted injuries? Could you read out what it says for the jury?
Blunt force trauma to head, torso, and extremities. Fractures. Right humerus, left foot, right ribs, left clavicle, right shoulder dislocation. Bruising across upper spine, cervical region. Internal abdominal bleeding. Intracranial hemorrhage.
Does that sound about what you saw in the hospital that night?
That's what I saw. It's horrible. I didn't even recognize him.
Gene, why was your brother working at that lounge?
It's his job. It was what we could get. We had to pay the bills somehow, and so he'd go to work.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no recross, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
At this time, does the plaintiff have any other witnesses they would like to introduce?
Your Honor, it's our understanding that in this jurisdiction, the defense calls their witness now and then we go back. We do know the witness, but not at this time.
Go ahead, counsel, the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor, the defense calls Ali Uchida to the stand.
Your Honor, we should just approach and put this minor on witness.
I have an extra one.
This one's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be here.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you introduce yourself to the jury?
Of course I can. Hi there. My name is Ali Uchida.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm an investigative journalist. I report for the Morado Times.
How did you end up at the Morado Times?
Okay, well, it's not my proudest story. You know, everybody's got to get their start somewhere. I started in the gossip column, you know, reporting on botched plastic surgery, scandals, that kind of thing. I mean, no hate to Hollywood. Really makes the world go round. But, you know, I'm glad to finally be doing what I've always wanted.
What have you always wanted to do?
Investigate. You know, truth be told, when I was younger, I wanted to be a detective, but I loved writing too much, you know, and police reports just wasn't going to cut it, so I became an investigative journalist.
What sorts of things do you investigate, Mr. Uchida?
Well, let me tell you, corruption, politics, organized crime, anything that I think that people should really know about.
How are you connected to this case?
Yeah, I was investigating this club, the Hellfire Lounge, and I got attacked by one of the bouncers, AJ Malone.
Before we talk about the attack, Mr. Uchida, let's talk about your investigation.
Sure.
Why were you investigating the Hellfire Lounge?
Yeah, so I had gotten some sources that suggested that it was more than just a club, you know, that there was an underground drug ring going on.
Objection at this time to hearsay, specifically to the statements.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, that's our objection, specifically they're inadmissible under Rule 802, which bars the admissibility of any out-of-court statements made by a non-party member.
Any response?
Yes, Your Honor. This is not offered for the truth of the matter asserted. We're simply getting into how and why Mr. Uchida was investigating that night, so it's for subsequent action.
The response on those grounds.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Ms. Nathan's opening statement was actually very explicit about this. This is the exact reason that they're proffering Mr. Uchida was in the club in the first place. They're proffering that it was because he was investigating this drug ring. Certainly they're offering these out-of-court statements for the truth of the matter asserted. Under Rule 802, they're not admissible.
Anything further?
Your Honor, we're offering these statements to explain why Mr. Uchida was investigating, not that there was in fact a drug trafficking ring for subsequent action. That's why it was brought up in the opening.
I think on those grounds, I'm going to overrule your objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, why were you investigating the Hellfire Lounge?
Well, I had sources that suggested that it was more than just a club, but an underground drug ring, so I wanted to see if I could learn more.
How did you start your investigation?
Well, I started in early July. I think the first time I went there was the 9th. You know, I started with interviewing guests and staff, but I wasn't really getting much of anything. When I went there on the 9th, though, I saw this door that said staff only. You know, I figured I'd check it out, see what I could find.
And what did you find?
Well, it was in this hallway, right? I went down and I overheard a conversation. It was the club owner and one of his bouncers.
What exactly did you hear?
Well, Emerson Rajan, that's the club owner, he was saying that there was going to be a shipment of something on the 20th, and I was shocked. It was what I finally was looking for, so I knew I had to go back, but I got caught by AJ. He asked me what the hell I was doing there, and he told me to get out, and if I came back that there would be hell to pay.
Did you ever come back to the Hellfire Lounge?
Of course I did. All I had was word at that point. I needed something physical, and so I went back on the 20th to see if I could find anything else, and I did. I went into that same hallway, except there was a crate there this time. I opened it up, and it was filled. Filled with bags of powder. To me, it looked like drugs, so I took out my phone and...
Objection, improper expert testimony. Have you heard? Go ahead. Your Honor, there's been no foundation laid that this witness can opine as to what a quantity of certain drugs would look like. Certainly, this is outside of the purview of his expertise as a lay witness.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
Saying that a bag of powder looked like drugs is not an expert opinion, Your Honor. This is a lay witness opinion. It's rationally based on his perception.
Response, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, on those grounds, a bag of powder, it could be any powder, it could be Kool-Aid powder, it could be flour. We need to either hear some foundation as to how he can opine that it even looked like drugs, or we need to hear some sort of details as to what drugs he's seen in the past and why he can make that comparison. At this point, we're lacking foundation and it's improper expert opinion.
If I may, Your Honor.
Go ahead. Briefly, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Uchida said he saw a bag that looked like drugs. He's not saying they were drugs. It's simply his rationally based perception.
I think there's room for you to lay the foundation more, just to be clear whether he's even seen drugs, how he knows it's finding us the same on those grounds.
Yes, Your Honor, motion to strike, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Uchida, what did it look like you saw based on your rationally based perception inside that bag?
Well, it was a white powder. Before today, I was actually shown exactly what it looked like. They told me it was drugs.
Objection to hearsay, specifically as to the statements of they. He said they told you it was drugs.
Who told you it was drugs?
My attorney's man.
Okay. We'll go for it.
Yes, sir.
What happened after you opened that bag?
I made a mistake. When I pulled out my phone to take a picture, the flash was on. And Emerson and AJ, they must have seen me.
What happened after Emerson and AJ saw you?
Emerson had said, take out that investigative journalist. I had no idea that, I had no idea how he knew it was me, but I knew I had to get out of there. So I ran. I ran through the hall, through the club, and there was this side door out into the alley, and I ran out there. I started fumbling for my phone, trying to see if I could call Teddy, because I knew that if I had Teddy, then everything would be okay.
Were you able to contact Teddy?
No. AJ had actually shown up. He grabbed my phone and he threw it on the ground. It was totally destroyed. All I was thinking in my head was just run. I thought if I got away, that if there were other people around, that he wouldn't hurt me. I was wrong. When I tried, he tackled me. I must have made it 2 feet. And I felt my teeth crack. I hit the ground so hard, all I was trying to do was get away.
Were you able to get away?
No. I was crawling at that point, trying anything, any desperate attempt to try and get away, but he kept on pulling me back to the club. He grabbed my arm, and he just yanked it. I heard it pop, and somehow I got up to my feet, and then he just throws me into the wall, and I hit the pavement again, and I just feel it pavement up against my face. So hot, and all I was thinking to myself was like, oh God, this is really it? I was just trying to do my job.
Mr. Uchida, what happened after AJ Maloney slammed you up against the brick wall?
Teddy showed up. And he pulled AJ off of me. But at that point, I mean, I was just going in and out. My vision was white. I could hardly see.
Objection at this time to lack of foundation as to how he knew that this person was Teddy Mothersbaugh. In response.
Your Honor, Teddy Mothersbaugh is Ali Uchida's partner, and we've established that they were together in this investigation, that he knows what Teddy looks like, Your Honor.
Response. Your Honor, as far as we've heard at this point, his face was pressed against the floor. We also have it on a good faith basis that the person was actually wearing a mask. We just need to hear a little bit more foundation as to how he knows this person was in fact Teddy Mothersbaugh.
And I think I'll give you all the opportunity you need under cross-examination to get that.
That's good, Your Honor.
I'll overrule the objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Uchida, what happened after AJ slammed you up against the wall?
Teddy showed up. And thank God he did. Because he pulled AJ off of me and, you know, they both got a couple of licks in, but honestly, I can't really tell you much. My vision was white, I was hurting so bad. The next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital.
Mr. Uchida, what happened in the hospital?
I woke up. Teddy was right next to me, holding my hand, and I just saw the look in his eyes. You know. And when he finally fell asleep, I was just there, sobbing. I can't believe he had to see me go through that. You know, he saved my life. Thank God he did.
Thank you, Mr. Uchida. Nothing further.
Counsel for the defense or cross?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does anybody have a tissue?
No. I'm sorry. I know, I appreciate that, thank you.
Proceed, go ahead. Mr. Uchida, how do you think you can get far in life?
I'm sorry?
So you think that the way you get far in life is by lying? True?
No, ma'am.
So you remember creating an affidavit in preparation for today's trial, right?
I do.
Could you check that binder right in front of you?
Sure.
Try and find that affidavit for me. It should be tapped with a link.
Yeah, I see it there.
So I want you to flip through that affidavit and make sure that everything in that affidavit is fair and accurate.
It looks like it.
Your signature's on the last page.
Yeah, I see it right here.
Everything in that affidavit is true and accurate to what you were going to testify to today.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and take a look at line 14 for me. I'm going to read out loud and follow along silently, all right?
All right.
It turns out being really good at lying can get you really far. I got that correctly, right?
Yeah, I was talking about my career when I was a gossip columnist. You know, my manager, she wanted to make sure that I was sensationalizing the stories so people would read them.
Sir, it turns out that being really good at lying can get you really far.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I know the difference between a gossip columnist and telling you how I was attacked that night. I don't think that's fair.
Let's talk about whether or not there's a difference, because Mr. Uchida, you're quite the storyteller.
I mean, I write papers, yeah?
You know how to sell a story.
Yeah, it's my job as a journalist.
Mr. Uchida, the way that you sell a story, well, it's by twisting real-life details to make the facts more interesting.
Again, ma'am, that's when I was working for PMZ. I'm a different person now. I'm doing good for the city.
You're a different person now, sir. What you believe today is that the way you sell a story is by making that story about suffering.
That's what it appears to be. Everybody's asking me about about that night, all I want to do is just leave it in the past, but every single time I get close enough to do so, people always bring it up. I'm always getting asked to be on talk shows, to write papers
That's a
about
yes to my question. The way that you sell a story is by making it about suffering.
That's what it seems to be.
Well, then I want to talk about whether or not you're trying to sell us a story today, because you agree with me that suffering is relative, right?
Excuse me?
You agree with me that suffering, it can be relative.
I'm not sure what you mean, ma'am.
Some people can suffer more than others. True.
Sure?
Some people can suffer less.
Sure.
Mr. Ujita, the truth is that A.J. Maloney suffered far more than you did.
I'm sorry.
Objection, Your Honor, to calls for speculation.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the question was that A.J. Maloney suffered far more than you did. That's not something that this witness can know.
Response. Go ahead. Your Honor, this witness is an eyewitness and rather a party in this altercation, in this fight. But certainly he can testify as to who received more injuries.
But I do think that it's a little bit prejudicial against him to say the word suffered. That's a very vague kind of word and overbroad, so maybe you wanna.
Your Honor, both parties have actually waived any objections to prejudicial or any objections arising under Rule 403 on.
I think it's a very vague use of the word suffered. So
Yes,
if you
Your
wanna
Honor.
elaborate into that, and
Sure.
we'll withdraw the question and just move forward, okay?
Move to strike that question.
Yes.
Sir, A.J. Maloney, he's in a coma. True.
Yes.
You're not in a coma.
No.
Today, July 20th, it actually marks 365 days that A.J. Maloney has been in a hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Uchida, the doctors told you that you could leave the hospital the same night you got there.
They did.
They said you could leave because you only had a couple bruises.
That's what they said.
Today you're telling us that Teddy Mothersbaugh saved you, right?
Yes,
Saved
ma'am.
you from what, those bruises?
No, ma'am. From A.J. Maloney.
The truth, Mr. Uchida, is that you actually got those bruises before the defendant got to the scene of that crime.
Yes, ma'am. I was getting beaten by A.J. before Teddy showed up. You're right.
Well, you fell to the ground.
I did not fall to the ground. He threw me to the ground.
You were on the ground, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't even know how long you were lying on the ground.
No, it could have been seconds, minutes. I couldn't tell you.
Could have been seconds, could have been minutes. Mr. Lynch, could I get you to lie down on the ground? I'm gonna go ahead and start a timer for 10 seconds. So the entire time that Mr. Lynch was lying down on the ground, you were not being attacked when you were lying there like that. True.
No, ma'am, I was not.
You weren't being punched.
No, ma'am.
You weren't being kicked.
No, ma'am.
The truth is that you weren't being attacked at all.
Honestly, at that point, I'd just given up. And I just waited for him to finish the job.
Mr. Lynch, you can go. It's only after you were lying on the ground for whatever amount of time that Teddy Mothersbaugh showed up.
You're right.
He told you he wanted to kill A.J. Maloney.
Yeah, because he was going to kill me.
Let's talk about it. Because Teddy Mothersbaugh, he'd actually been doing research on A.J. Maloney for weeks before July 20th.
Well, he was helping me as a part of my investigation into the club, you're right.
He was particularly interested in that investigation on doing research on A.J. Maloney. True?
Yeah, I
On
believe so.
July 20th, he insisted that he come to the club.
Yeah, honestly, it just seemed that he was quite worried about me. That place can be quite dangerous.
But today you're telling us, no, that doesn't sound premeditated at all, right?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Let's talk about why you're saying that. Mr. Cheetah, you love the defendant.
Yeah, I do.
You want to protect his reputation.
Of course.
Mr. Cheetah, you'd agree with me that, well, good press for your boyfriend. That's good press for you.
If you mean that people have been dragging me to talk shows, yeah.
That's a yes to my question. Good press for your boyfriend is good press for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further.
Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly.
Go ahead.
Mr. Uchida, what happened before Teddy Mothersbaugh showed up that night in the alley?
AJ attacked. He yanked my shoulder, threw me up against the wall, on the ground, and I honestly thought he was gonna kill me.
Was it after you were on the ground and thrown up against a wall that Teddy Mothersbaugh showed up?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further.
Any requests?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Sir, the doctors told you you could leave the hospital because the only injuries you got that night were a couple of bruises.
Objection to hearsay.
On what ground?
To the statements made by the doctors.
But he was the listener, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna allow it.
Sir, the doctors told you you could leave the hospital because the only injuries you had were a couple of bruises.
Yes, ma'am, but they weren't listening to me.
Nothing further.
Okay. Let's do, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
How's your back, counsel?
Been better than divorce. Your Honor, I believe that at this time we are mandated in this jurisdiction to take a break before we call our next witness.
Yes, you are. We will be adjourned until the break is over. Thank you, everybody.
15 minutes, folks, so 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Start with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plaintiff, ready for your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The plaintiff calls Emerson Rajan to the stand. Actually,
Go ahead.
good afternoon. Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Good afternoon. My name is Emerson Rajan. Pleasure to meet you.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I guess you could say I'm somewhat of an entrepreneur. Got a few different businesses around town. Got a laundromat, payday lender, but I stay busy running my club.
What's your club?
Hellfire. Best spot in town. I mean, you should all come. I mean, drinks on me?
So have you been in trial today?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you heard some of the accusations that people are making about your club and its connection to drugs?
I have.
Sir, is any of that true?
No, ma'am.
Well, then why are you here in court today?
I'm here because one of my employees got attacked. So I'm suing the guy that did it.
Why are you suing the guy who did it?
Well, it's a part of our employment contract. We write it in so that if somebody becomes incapacitated at the club, then I become executive of their estate.
Why do you write that into your contract?
To protect them. I like to hire guys that are looking for a second chance. Thing is, when you hire a crew full of loners, drifters, and vagabonds, if they get hurt, you might not have somebody to back them up. That's where I come in.
You said you try to hire people who need second chances. Why?
Because I got one. I know it looks like I made up nice, but truth is, I ain't squeaky clean. I got a rap sheet just like the rest of my guys. You tell people that and, I don't know, they look at you different. They think you served time, so you're a rat. They write you off. I hate that.
Was AJ Maloney one of those people you gave a second chance?
Yeah. I remember when Maloney showed up for his interview. He had a sleeve of tattoos, combat boots, and he was wearing a t-shirt with a panda on it, smoking a J. Now other guys, they might have seen that and thought, oh, I can't manage him. But I don't know. He had moxie. I liked him, so I put him on security.
Now that we've talked about Mr. Maloney, I want to talk about his attack. How do you know the defendant?
Teddy. Here's the thing. Teddy and his little boyfriend, they've been harassing my club for the months leading up to Maloney's attack. So, see, I kept him going through my garage, interviewing my regulars, breathing down the neck of my employees. I mean, it was a witch hunt. And Maloney got the worst of it.
What do you mean Maloney got the worst of it?
Well, that was his job, right? When people got out of hand or got rowdy, it was his job to kick him out. I mean, after the first couple times, Teddy and Maloney, they had this whole song and dance, right? He'd drag him out the club and Teddy would be kicking and screaming.
So before the night of the attack, when was the last time you saw the defendant at your club?
July 19th, the day before.
What happened that night?
Well, I was getting ready for the big anniversary party. 1 year of Hellfire. What to do? So I'm checking the schedule, I'm making sure everything's in order. I go down to the cellar to look at the inventory, and who do I find but Teddy freaking Mothersbaugh.
Did he say anything to you?
No, he just turned around and his face got all white and his eyes were all big like I caught it.
What happened next?
Well, I say, Teddy, what are you doing in here? Get out of here. I called Maloney to get him out.
What happened as Mr. Maloney was bringing him out?
Well, Teddy stopped yelling, puts him in a full Nelson, starts dragging him out the back door towards the alley.
So you said earlier that Mr. Maloney would yell about your club, or the defendant would yell about your club pretty regularly. Was this just his regular screaming?
No, this was different. Earlier, he would just curse or insult you, right? This time he threatened Maloney.
What did he say?
Something like, oh, big guy, oh, big man, want to kick me out the club. Well, tomorrow I'm coming back. Tomorrow it's going to be an even playing field. That's what Teddy said.
Did Maloney say anything back?
No, he's a pro. He just dragged him out to the alley, pushed him out there, and then I stood by the door because I wanted to make sure he left.
So while you were watching the defendant in that alley, did you see him do anything?
Yeah. At first, Teddy was sort of stumbling back and forth. Then I see him look down at the ground like he's looking for something. He walks over to the dumpster, reaches inside, and pulls out like a metal pipe.
Sir, does this look like the pipe he pulled out?
That's it. That's the one.
Your Honor, let the record reflect on the
Objection, Your Honor, to a lack of foundation. Your Honor, this witness testified that he saw Mr. Mothersbaugh pulling a pipe out of the dumpster, and then just testified that this is the same pipe he saw being pulled out of the dumpster. This lacks foundation. There are no identifying characteristics to how this pipe is that pipe.
Response, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
First of all, the witness didn't say that this was the exact same pipe, just like it looked like the same one he saw. Furthermore, Your Honor, opposing counsel's concerns go to weight, not admissibility. She's free to cross-examine about the specific characteristics of this pipe. There's enough foundation for this witness to say that this looks like the one he saw.
Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, that still lacks foundation. He hasn't listed any identifying characteristics or trait of this pipe that makes him think it looks like the one he saw that night.
I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
Move to strike.
I'm sorry, no, overrule the objection. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, does this look like the pipe you saw the defendant holding on July 19th?
Yeah, it looks just like it.
Your Honor, let the record reflect on approaching the witness with the pipe.
Hey, what are you doing? You don't need to do that. I won't see that.
All right, sir. Sir, were you here earlier when somebody said that on Ms. Metta's opening statement? She said that, well, the defendant didn't bring the pipe, he just found it on the ground.
Yeah, I had to say that.
Sir, are you telling us that you saw the defendant stash that pipe behind a dumpster the day before the attack?
That's exactly what I saw.
Then I want to talk about the next time the defendant used that pipe. What happened the day A.J. Maloney was
Well, that was the day of the party, right? It was a packed house. I'm running around, I'm putting out fires, and then Bobby comes over and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, "Hey, boss, you gotta come out to the alley and see what's going on."
Did you go?
Yeah, I went. It's horrible. 2 people unconscious.
Did you tell who they were?
Well, I know one of them was Teddy's little boyfriend, and the other I couldn't quite tell. You know, their face was all messed up, but I got a little closer and I realized that was Malone.
Sir, could you describe the conditions of those 2 people as you saw them lying on the ground?
So Teddy's boyfriend was unconscious. Maybe had a few scrapes and bruises. But Malone, look, I've seen guys get roughed up before, right? This was something else. I mean, the guy was just mauled. His lips were busted open. There was blood everywhere. It's a mess.
What did you do?
Well, I do what I can. I take off my jacket and I put it on and I start pressing on those wounds, right? Trying to stop the bleeding. I tell Bobby, go and get an ambulance, shut the music off, kick everybody out. Bobby's over.
So I want to give you a chance to respond to what the defense has been saying. Did you hear Ms. Mehta say on her opening statement that the defendant's attack was limited to protecting his partner?
That's what she said, yeah.
Does that align with what you saw?
That's not what I saw, no. No, Teddy's boyfriend, it's true, he had a few bumps. But Maloney was laying in a pool of blood. I mean, you can't even compare the two.
So do you harm your security?
No. Looking back, I wish I did. If I had known something like this would have happened, I might have done things differently, and maybe Maloney would be okay. You know, maybe it would have been a fair fight.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Officer Prince, you're across.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jean, let's make something abundantly clear.
Alrighty?
You were attacked in the alleyway behind your nightclub that night.
No.
You were beaten near to death.
No.
You're not in a coma right now, right?
Do I look like I'm in a coma?
Exactly, Mr. John. The person who's in a coma is AJ Maloney.
Yes, ma'am. That's why we're all here.
You spoke pretty fondly about Mr. Maloney when Ms. Jones was questioning you just a couple seconds ago, but you actually think the fact that he's in a coma is common, right?
What do you mean?
Well, you remember preparing a deposition before today's trial, right?
Yeah.
And when you were asked about the fact that AJ Maloney was beaten to a coma, you called it karma, didn't you?
Yeah.
But you're still here suing someone on his behalf, do I have that right?
Of course. I mean, what Teddy did to Maloney was unhuman. It was disgusting. I think Maloney deserves a little justice. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
And we'll talk about exactly why you're here in just a second, Mr. John. But first I want to talk about just how convenient it might be that Mr. Mothersbaugh's the one you're suing, alright? Because you'd agree with me that you wouldn't shy away from retaliating against your enemies, right?
They're my enemy? No.
You'd also agree with me that the man sitting in this chair, he's an enemy of yours.
Teddy's absolutely an enemy.
As a matter of fact, Mr. John, he's two of your enemies.
I just see one of them.
Well, he's Mr. Mothersbaugh, the person sitting in this chair.
Yes.
And he's also the masked vigilante you take issue with for attacking your club, correct?
That's what I heard, yeah.
Well, let's start with Mr. Mothersbaugh for a second. Because you don't particularly like the man sitting in this chair.
No, we're a family at Hellfire. If you harm one of my own, I don't like it.
Mr. John, that's not the only reason you dislike Mr. Mothersbaugh, is it?
I mean, well, the guy's a narc for one.
Your company has been trying to merge with Mr. Mothersbaugh's company for years, right?
That's true.
That would result in billions of dollars for your company,
I sure hope so.
millions of dollars for you personally.
Probably.
The reason that merger hasn't gone through is because Mr. Mothersbaugh keeps blocking you. Now, have that right?
This is true. He sits on the board. He's got veto power.
I want to talk about the other version of Mr. Mothersbaugh, that mass vigilante, all right?
All right?
Because you agree that he's been hurting your club quite a bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's harassing us, intimidating my customers, getting in the face of my employees. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So, you take issue with Mr. Mothersbaugh.
I do.
It's fair to say you want the circuit gone.
Yeah, I want this guy held accountable.
Two birds with one stone seems pretty convenient, doesn't it, Mr. Shaw?
I mean, he's just one guy. I don't get your metaphor here.
Of course, Mr. Rajan. I want to talk about why you might be taking this stand today and testifying specifically against Mr. Mothersbaugh, because you mentioned an investigation, right?
What investigation?
You mentioned that Ali Uchida and Mr. Mothersbaugh were poking around your nightclub.
Yeah, causing all this trouble.
I want to talk about why that might matter, because your reputation is pretty important, right?
Well, of course. You know, that's how you do business. With the shake of the hand.
You told us that you came up here and you brought this suit because you cared about what happened to Agent Malone, right?
I absolutely care about Malone.
The truth is that you brought this suit because you felt obligated to, right?
Oh, I am obligated. Right, it's
The
in
truth
contract.
is,
Mr. Your Honor, I just ask that opposing counsel allow my witness to finish his answer.
I was gonna say just the thing.
yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The truth is, Mr. Jean, that you brought this suit to court today so that people would trust you, right?
What do you mean?
Is it not your testimony that you brought this suit to court today so that people would trust you?
Can you explain what you mean?
Surely I can. If you go ahead and open up that binder to your deposition.
All right. Which page?
It should be line 71.
Thank you.
Line 71, Mr. John, you say, so I am here satisfying my obligations so that others know to trust my word. Is that correct?
Absolutely. It's in the contract.
And the reason that is, might also be because you're running for mayor, correct?
I am.
You're running for mayor. And you agree with me that this anti-vigilante platform you've taken, it's caused a spike in your polls.
The causal correlation is hard to determine, but I would agree with that.
Why don't we talk about the temporal correlation then, Mr. John?
Sound good?
Because you agree, you said once that you vowed to defame this vigilante problem.
Right. I said that at my press conference.
And after that, your poll numbers spiked, right?
Yeah, it seemed like people like it.
And now you're here in court trying to take down the vigilante.
That's not why I'm here. I'm here for Malone.
You're here for Maloney so that people trust your word, right?
That's not why I'm here. I'm here for Malone.
It's not why you're here. Did I read that deposition you was wrong?
What did it say?
Mr. John, you want to open up that binder again and go through this again, we can do that.
No, we don't have to do all that. I'll give you a yes.
There was another threat to your campaign and you hope to hold office, right?
I do. Yeah, I'm running for mayor.
But when you were asked earlier about the drugs in your club, you said that there was nothing like that going on, right?
Yeah, we are not some seedy underground business. I got licenses. We're above board.
The truth is, Mr. John, is that even if there were drugs being run through your club, you actually just don't think it's your responsibility.
If people are doing drugs in a club, I mean, I'm not going to watch them in the bathroom, you know.
Not just any club, Mr. Rajan, your club. If people are doing drugs in your club, you don't think that's your responsibility.
I can't babysit people while they're out on the town night.
So you've taken no action to make sure that people aren't doing drugs in your club.
I'm really not sure what type of action that would be.
As a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company and the owner of a nightclub, you don't know what kind of action you can take to prevent drugs from being run through your club?
Objection, Your Honor, at this point under Rule 403 is substantially more prejudicial than it is probative, if I may be heard.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rajan isn't on trial today, and his club certainly isn't on trial either. Proposing counsel to go extensively into this line of questioning about what sort of actions he has taken to prevent possible drug activity at his club, It substantially is more prejudicial than it is probative, and it only goes to inflame the passions of the jury.
May I respond, Your Honor?
Please.
Yes, Your Honor. As the court knows, Rule 403 has an extremely high bar. Any testimony has to be substantially more prejudicial than it is probative. Mr. Brajon's testimony so far has been that he is a responsible club owner. This goes to his credibility, which is certainly probative. He's the person bringing the suit in this case. He represents the estate of Mr. Maloney. It certainly hasn't reached that high bar of Rule 403.
But what point are you trying to get to?
Your Honor, his credibility.
As a bar owner?
No, Your Honor, as somebody who's testifying on the stand. His testimony thus far has been that he's a responsible club owner, that he's doing something because he's responsible for Mr. Maloney's estate. Your Honor, that's not true.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Yes, Your Honor. Motion to strike whatever you
Yes.
want for record.
Mr. Rajan, the person you're suing who's sitting right there, you want to hear it, right?
I do.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any of you
Yes, Your Honor. Read. Sir, you were just asked about your motivations for bringing this lawsuit. Can you remind members of the jury why you decided to bring this lawsuit on behalf of AJ?
That's my duty. I try to take care of our people. They get hurt, I step up. That's how it works.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Any requests?
How much time do I have? Mr. Rajan, you think it's karma that AJ Maloney's in a coma?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with being a mayor.
I appreciate that very much. Can I count on your vote?
And counsel for the defendant, your last witness, I see.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Teddy Mothersbaugh to the stand.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you introduce yourself to the jury?
Of course I can. Hi there, my name is Teddy Mothersbaugh.
Where are you from, Mr. Mothersbaugh?
I grew up in Westfield. It's just outside of the city, but I didn't stay there long.
Why not?
My parents died when I was younger, so I grew up in boarding schools, that kind of thing, but after I graduated college, I took over the family business, mother school, and I've been here ever since.
Do you understand why you're here, Mr. Mothersbaugh?
I do.
How do you respond to the claim that you caused AJ Maloney's injuries on the night of July 20, 2024?
I admit it.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, why?
Because if I hadn't, he was going to kill the love of my life.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, who is the love of your life?
His name is Ali Uchida. We've been together for over 1.5 years now. I plan on marrying him. You know, when we first started dating, his parents said that we looked alike. I don't see it that way.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, we've heard a lot today about some vigilante.
Yeah,
Do you admit that you're that vigilante?
I do.
I want to talk about why.
Sure.
Can you tell us why you decided to become a vigilante?
It's simple. People need help. You know, I learned from an early age that the people that are supposed to help you don't. You know, I was always getting in trouble at school because I was defending the girl that got her pigtails pulled, or the guy that got slammed up against the lockers, and I mean, nobody else was doing
Objection,
anything.
Your Honor, at this point under Rule 404 to improper character evidence by making her.
Go ahead.
Now, this witness is testifying about past good actions that he has done, about saving certain people from actions. They're using this to show action in conformity therewith, that because he did these actions in the past and acted with good spirit in the past, that he would do so on this occasion. It's improper under Rule 404.
Any response?
Yes, Your Honor. Under 404B2, this is an exception. Yeah, so
Yeah, right this way, sorry.
Yes. This is an exception to character evidence. We're not using this to past instances to show that he acted in conformity with that night, that he was saving Ali Uchida that night. We're using this to show motive. I just asked him why he decided to become a serpent. And he's getting into the fact that he's seeing lots of bad stuff happen, and he has a motive to protect people around him. It's for motive purposes, Your Honor.
Response? Witness can certainly testify about bad things that he has seen happen, but to bring onto the record specific instances in which he has intervened and saved people, that is being used for propensity under Rule 404, and it doesn't go to motive. It does not fall under that exception.
And I will let you attack him as much as you want during cross-examination if you want to go at this point, but otherwise I will overrule the objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, why did you decide to become this vigilante?
Because people needed help. If not me, then who?
Mr. Mothersbaugh, is that what you were trying to do on the night of July 20th?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly right.
Well, I want to talk more about that. Mr. Mothersbaugh, why were you at the Hellfire Lounge in the first place?
Well, Allie was looking into the club for some drug problem. That club can be a dangerous place, so I tagged along.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, were you here in court today when Miss Jones said that you planned to come to the Hellfire Lounge to attack AJ Maloney?
Yeah,
Is that true?
not at all.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, when did you learn that Allie was in trouble?
As I was across the street watching the club, and I got this phone call from Allie. I couldn't hear much, but I did hear something, and I knew something was up.
So what did you do?
I ran. I ran to that alley. I kept my eyes on it. I was making sure that I had the whole club in my view. So I ran there, and I saw AJ, and he was beaten on Allie.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, we also heard in opening statements that you brought a pipe to this club that night. Did you bring a pipe before you arrived at the Hellfire Lounge that night?
No, I didn't.
We heard that, were you here when Mr. Rajan said that you were digging through the alleyway and found the pipe there the day before?
Yeah, I was here. I have no idea what the guy's talking about.
So how did you get hold of that pipe?
Well, AJ was attacking Allie, beating on her over and over again, and then, Allie looks completely out of it, and he reaches in this waistband, and he pulls out a gun. I had to do something. It was either him or us, and I chose us. He pinned me down, he was punching me, and I was just reaching for whatever that I could use. That pipe was lying right next to me, so I grabbed it, and yeah, I hit him.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, why did you attack AJ if Allie was already on the floor?
Because he pulled that gun out. And when I ran and I charged at him, he pistol whipped me in the temple. I could hardly see straight.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, were you able to stop AJ?
I was. The moment he stopped hitting, I would have stopped hitting too. But he kept just reaching for that gun. No matter what I tried. So the moment I got a chance, I took Allie and I got out of there and we went to the hospital.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, if AJ would have stopped reaching for that gun, would you have hit him with that pipe in there?
Of course. I would never hit him. I don't even carry weapons when I'm doing my vigilante stuff. I only use force when I absolutely have to. The moment he would have stopped reaching for that gun is the moment I would have stopped hitting him.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Your cost?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next.
Good afternoon, Mr. Motherlaw. I'm glad you decided to show up without the mask today.
Excuse me?
Sir, you usually wear a mask, right?
When I'm acting as the vigilante, the serpent, yeah.
Well, it's good to see your face.
All right.
Sir, did you say in direct examination that you saw AJ Maloney pull out a gun?
I did.
Sir, you remember being deposed in today's case, right?
I do.
You sat down with me and Miss Meta.
Yeah,
We asked you some questions.
you did.
Can you open my binder and flip your deposition, please?
Sure. Happy to.
So we're going to be looking at page 2, line 63.
Sorry, what line?
Line 63 on page 3. So this is your deposition. It looks accurate.
It is.
If you flip to the back page, that's your signature.
Yeah, that's
Now-
right.
Now looking at that line I pointed to you, line 63, you're talking about what happened that night, right?
You asked me an innocent, do you mean Ali Uchida?
Objection to hearsay, Your Honor.
Go ahead. Al.
Your Honor, there's no inconsistent statement here. I believe that Ms. Jones is going to call out a line where Mr. Mothersbaugh says that he saw A.J. Maloney punching and kicking Ali. There's no inconsistent statement with what Mr. Mothersbaugh said.
You have to allow her to make her question first before you're going to issue an objection. Okay, counsel, so a little premature, so let's just.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you're asked about the fight right there, right?
I'm asked about who I was protecting.
What line are you referring to, counsel?
Line 63, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, you're speaking about that fight in that line.
Yeah, you asked me about what was happening, sure.
We asked you about what was happening, and you say, I saw A.J. Maloney punching and kicking Ali Uchida, right?
Yeah,
Sir, nowhere in this deposition do you mention that you saw Ali Uchida pull out a gun.
Ali never pulled out a gun, man.
Excuse me, A.J. Maloney, nowhere in this deposition do you mention that you saw him pull out a gun.
You never asked me about that. You asked me who I was protecting. I said Ali.
Well, hold on, sir. You tell us he was punching.
Yeah, I
You
do.
tell us he was kicking.
Yeah.
But the first time you think to mention that he pulled out a gun is here in court today.
Ma'am, I would have mentioned it had you asked me about it, but you didn't.
So the first time we're hearing about it is right now that you're on trial.
Yeah,
And I want to make sure that we're clear about what actually happened back.
sure.
Because, sir, you admit you were the one who beat Mr. Maloney, right?
I do.
Sir, you picked up this metal pipe and you beat him until he was unconscious.
Until he stopped reaching for that gun. That's right, ma'am.
You beat him until he was in a coma.
No, ma'am, that's not right.
Sir, you know he's in a coma right now.
I do.
And you were the one who beat him.
I was, but I incapacitated him at the alley. It's my understanding he fell into the coma at the hospital.
Well, you keep telling us you incapacitated him. Sir, it's true you didn't just push Mr. Maloney away and run off, did you?
No, ma'am, because he would have shot both Ali and I.
Sir, you didn't try to use your hands to fight off Mr. Maloney.
No, I did.
Sir, you picked up this metal pipe, true?
After he had me pinned onto the ground, yeah, you're right.
You picked up this metal pipe and you said, you know what, I think it would be a good idea if I beat him with this.
Ma'am, it wasn't really a thought. I didn't have an option.
Sir, you're telling us you didn't have an option, but you picked up this metal pipe and you beat him into the ground?
Ma'am, I reached right behind my back and I swung. That's all I could do.
So you'd agree with me, this pipe, it's pretty heavy, right?
You sure?
You'd agree with me that it could have hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to talk about why you might have. Now you're here for the testimony of your boyfriend, Ali Uchida, true?
My fiance, yeah.
You heard your fiance say that you said you were going to kill A.J. Malone.
Because he laid his hands on my fiance. I did what anybody would do.
So you admit you were trying to kill Mr. Maloney that night?
I admit that I would do anything to stop him from shooting my fiance. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, that wasn't quite my question. You admit you were trying to kill Mr. Malone.
No, ma'am. I would have stopped the moment he stopped reaching for that gun.
Hold on, sir. Then is your fiance lying when he said that you said that?
And no, ma'am. I said that in the alley. Yeah, but
So in the alley, you said you wanted to kill
Objection, Your
Mr.
Honor. I ask that opposing counsel allow Mr. Mothersbaugh to finish answering the question.
Sustain.
Apologies, Your Honor. Sir, in that alley, you said you wanted to kill Mr. Malone.
I never intended for him to end up that way.
Not my question, sir. In that alley, you said you wanted to kill him.
Objection cumulative.
Your Honor,
Overruled. Go ahead.
in that alley, you said you wanted to kill A.J. Malone.
It was either him or us. Yes, ma'am.
on that stand today, you're saying you didn't want to kill him anymore?
No, ma'am, I would have stopped immediately.
So you did want to kill AJ Maloney?
Because he was going to kill us.
Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to talk about why you might have tried to kill AJ Maloney. Sir, you seem a little emotional today. Do you struggle with anger issues?
Excuse me?
Sir, that's a question. Do you struggle with anger issues?
Yeah, but I don't see how that's fair. I'm working through it in therapy.
Well, actually, you used to be going to therapy, right?
Yeah.
But then a couple of years ago, you said, I'm not going to go anymore.
Well, I figured that I had the tools to solve my issue, sure.
You're telling us you thought you had the...
Objection to relevance.
Response?
Hold on, objection, what'd you say?
To relevance.
On what basis?
Your Honor, Mr. Mothersbaugh's therapy is not relevant in today's case. Doesn't make it more or less likely that,
I'm sorry,
doesn't make it more or less likely that he defended or attacked AJ Maloney that night.
response?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mothersbaugh is being sued for battery today. The fact that he has anger issues and that he hasn't been going to therapy to treat those anger issues absolutely does make facts in today's case more likely.
I think because his character is at issue, clearly because he's the defendant, I'm gonna allow it, so I'm gonna overrule the objection.
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, you haven't been going to therapy for those anger issues, you have to?
Not anymore, no.
And what you saw on the night of July 20th, it pissed you off, right?
Wouldn't it piss you off too?
Sir, you got pissed off when you saw on July 20th the fight happening, true?
Of course, he was reaching for a gun.
And sir, you would agree it was hard for you to stay under control that night, right?
Yeah.
Part of that was because you had alcohol in your system.
Excuse me? No, I mean, I took a shot, but that was hours before.
That's right, you took a shot of whiskey.
Yeah, I did.
And it wasn't just the whiskey, you were carrying around a flask as part of your vigilante costume.
Yeah, I had a flask on me, sure.
I want to talk about why you might have left that out on your direct examination. Sir, you'd agree with me that you think winning this trial today, well, that would be justice, right?
I do.
So you would do whatever it takes to get justice.
Yeah, of course.
You're even willing to lie.
If it means protecting the people that I love, yeah.
If it means protecting the people you love, well, you've lied in the past for that.
Yeah, I have.
And sitting on that stand today, you're willing to lie again
Ma'am,
to get justice.
I'm sorry. I don't think that's fair. I took an oath to tell the truth today, and that's what I'm doing.
Hold on, sir. I'm just going to need a yes or no to my question. You are willing to lie to get justice, yes or no?
Yeah, I am, but not here today.
Okay, so you just lie when you're not under oath.
Ma'am, I'm obligated to tell you the truth today, and that's what I'm doing.
But you're willing to lie.
I've already said yes.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly. Mr. Mothersbaugh, are you willing to lie in court today about what happened to your fiancé?
I understand the difference between lying to protect people and being under the court of law. No. I would not lie to you today.
How do you respond to the accusation that what happened to your fiancé is a lie?
I resent that idea. You try being in that alley and seeing the one you love almost being killed right in front of your eyes and tell me you wouldn't do the exact same thing. It is unfair what they're doing to me today.
Mr. Mothersbaugh, you were in trial here all day today.
I was.
Did you see the plaintiff bring a single witness who was actually in that alleyway that night?
No. It was just Allie and I here today.
Was Gene Maloney in that alley that night?
No.
Was Emerson Robin in that alley that night?
No.
Nothing further.
Is there any recross?
No recross, Your Honor.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And I believe in this jurisdiction there's no closing, correct?
No, Your Honor, no closings.
So we'll wait for the juries to come to their decision. Ms. Lucky Ralph Patel.
tabulate, but first and foremost, let's give a round of applause. Our final round judges, but first we want to introduce the competitors. So from the University of Chicago, Elijah Cooley. Elijah is joined with help from Harvard and Emory and Georgia alongside University of Chicago and Michigan. And on the defense, we have Jackson Nichols from Texas. And Jackson was joined by the Rhodes team. One by one, and we're going to start with the creator of this activity, Brandon Benjamin.
Thank you. I'll keep these super short, nothing crazy. This was phenomenal. Thank you for letting me be here to kind of see this. You two are deserving and incredibly talented, and a terrific display. So thank you for being here, and thank you for putting your hat in this ring, and congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to pass it on to longtime UCLA witness, John Carter.
Yeah, my name's John Pardo. This was a tremendous round. Unlike Brandon, I'll keep my remarks long. It was really, really great to see the incredibly close round from where I was sitting. I was constantly, I was really engaged. I thought both of you were phenomenal in a system, in a round like this. The checkmark system is very impressive. It was very, very tough to decide. I really just appreciated the big swings that each of the witnesses made. I thought that the way, there was a level both of you had, each half specifically, where the way you were tangling with the roughest parts of your cross in a way that sometimes leaned into it, the way that you would sometimes kind of openly lean into what they were hitting you on. I thought it was sometimes, or argue the way you argued with them, I thought sometimes dance in a kind of an aggressive way. It still felt very emotionally true to the characters and the situation, which is, I think, the most important thing. You really built a world for what this character thinks and believes and what they think is fair in this room, and really stuck to it, even if in a traditional scoring sense, you gave up a point on cross. And I found that really, really engaging and really wide to dialogue around. So congratulations to both sides.
I will pass it on to Dylan Darwish, who was one of our runners last year and the namesake of one of your characters this year.
Hi guys, I'm Dylan. Echo what everyone said, this was a fantastic round. I'm just going to say my favorite part from both sides. On defense, Elijah, you perfectly encapsulate like a 17-year-old boy on the stand. That was like, felt like straight out of a movie. Dynamic, amazing work. And your directing and training too matched your tone perfectly. It was fantastic. Kudos to you guys. On defense, Jackson, your cross, you were truly in the gauntlet. That was fantastic. The back and forth, maintain your credibility, but staying true to your affidavit, couldn't have done it. You did better than I could have. You're in the chair, so.
We're going to pass it to our second place finalist from last year, Emma Rose Maloney.
Thank you. Just fantastic. I mean, you've heard it before, and I'm sure it's annoying since you obviously got here. You know you're great. I'm very glad I didn't go against this exact pairing before. I don't think I would have ended up that far. So it was just truly impressive. Again, I think you said before, the shifts both of you took from your first character to your second are really fantastic. I mean, you both changed so much. I mean, especially I like seeing how your walk differed up there. And you, I saw it too, like the way you were sitting, like you just had this different air about you in between. You both kind of became inverts of each other when you switched costumes to a degree, which was interesting. I guess the only thing I have absolutely no knowledge of the case going into this, so I didn't really understand what was going on with the vigilante thing. I thought this was a one-off, that maybe he just happened to save this guy and then suddenly he's Batman. Which you kind of had that vibe about you when you were sitting there, so that works too. And yeah, I really think you both took great opportunities to use things that the other side said, whether putting it into a joke like you did the second time or referencing things that happened. So really just great work both of you.
Thank you.
One of my personal favorite parts about this competition is that every year our alternate judges are final round, and then they get a guaranteed spot to compete the next year. This year, that is Jenna Horvath from Indiana.
It was such a great opportunity to watch some of the highest level mock trial I have ever seen. Witnesses, I mean, we get our flowers and awards like attorneys do, but I think a lot of the time our contribution is really overlooked. So it was really, really great to see two witnesses who had such a deep respect for the craft, for the skill that it takes to get here, and you both truly deserve to be in this round. So I'm very proud of you both.
Up next, we have the coach of UW-Madison, Kate Hayner-Slattery.
I know. Every judge ever says this was such a close round, it was so hard to decide. For me personally, this was the hardest round I've ever had to decide. I thought it was the closest round of mock trial I've seen. I was incredibly impressed with both of y'all. I thought physicality in y'all's acting was really cool to see, your motions, your gestures, how you shifted around in the chair. And then you each had a line. For you, it was one on direct, and for you, it was one on cross, where I had a moment of, I'm going to show this tape to kids in the future. Like, this is what mock trial is. Incredible job, great final round.
And last, but certainly not least, our presider from this round, Rushi Ugogi.
Hi everyone. Wow. Okay, so I'm literally like floored. So I've been practicing workers' comp. I represent applicants at Culver, Barron's, and Vigo. And we're basically the ones who you go to if you get hurt at work and you want to have your rights basically defended against the big, heavy, huge monster insurance carrier. And I was the opposite side for a good 14 years, so it kind of like, I can understand how it could be a witness being one thing and then being the other. But damn y'all, in my I mean, there were times where I literally was like, if that was a witness in some of our cases, like I don't even know, like if the employer had a great standing in front of a witness like this, I mean, it would be really difficult. But I have to also say the attorneys made it so good. Can I just give a round of applause? A lot of times witnesses who are, you know, the prime like candidates for the gun like you were, will fail if the attorneys aren't helping them, aren't actually there to actually listen and like take care of them and protect them. So I thought that I thought you guys went to the same school and maybe you guys had all been practicing for so long with one another. It was very good and it flowed in a way where a jury of humans who really hate the fact that they're there would be engaged. And I think that was such a good, amazing thing to take away. You both, your emotions were just on point. Like I saw a tear come out of your face and I was like, is that real? Like I literally had to like do a double take to see if it was real, and then the same with you. And then to go from that to who you were as this like bar just lounging like like shady, like a person who's now gonna be a club owner and he's gonna be the mayor, and then you to come to where you were just such an astute, it was just very clear, like you were just, no, I'm gonna stick to it. The gun thing threw me off, but you even came back from that, so it was really, really good. If you guys wanna be actors, fantastic. Literally, you should do it as a side key like thing, I don't know what, but you guys were really good. It was so hard for me, and I've been a mock trial judge for like 5 years or so, and this is the first time I had one where it was just the witnesses who I need to be observing. So I literally was going back and forth, and I'm sorry if anyone gets offended. I swear to God, it was so hard, I didn't know what to say. But again, I just have to highlight the attorneys. If you guys really want to be attorneys, please do it. All of you, like you, I'm looking at all of you guys, were seriously people that I would have to prepare for trial against. So, and I'm not just saying that easily, I would still win, but still. But other than that, and last thing, I took the bar exam 6 times, so if I'm sitting here today, and I can say I'm a pretty badass attorney, anyone here, never give up on y'all, because you guys were meant to do this, okay? So thank you for letting me be here, I'm honored.
Thank you for judging.
I have some good news and some delayed news. The good news is our ballots are in and Sam is counting them, and we're going to need a little more time for our courtroom artist to finish. For those who don't know, one of the prizes of being in this final round is that we actually had a sketch artist in the back of the room sketching the two of you as you were going. They're currently finishing up their work outside, and that will be part of your award trophy. In addition to these beautiful pieces of art right here, you will actually get 2 physical pieces of art to take back with you. So while the ballots, I believe, are in and potentially done being calculated, we do want to do it all at once and get you your art. So we're going to wait for just a few moments, hopefully not too many moments, but a few. We'll take a little bit of a pause. Try not to leave the room just yet, but feel free to walk around, and then when Sam Smiley and our artists come back in, we will announce the results. teams is not here and needs us to wait. Like, we're good?
Everybody here? Okay. So thank you to our esteemed panel of judges. I really appreciate you guys coming in and doing this. And thank you to our runners. You guys were amazing. This was an awesome final round, and we could not thank you guys so much for how great you were. And the results. We had one team with 3 ballots, one team with 4 ballots. And so the champion for this year's 2025 Gauntlet is Chicago. All right, and with that, thank you for coming to the Gauntlet. See you next year.